Yo, what's up? What's happening? This is episode one of my web series entitled Figuring It Out. I'm your host, Forrest Job. Forrest like the movie, and Job like the Bible for all y'all Christian folks. And this is a web series where I document my art journey. The highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, the frustrations, and the wins. And on today's episode, I will be discussing the print-on-demand game. But before I get into that, a little bit about myself. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. Shout out to Sexy Red. Hold it down for the city. Good old Pound Town. Definitely enjoying what she's doing. I ain't got this hype in a while, man. Definitely since Country Grammar. But like I said, I'm from St. Louis, but I am based out of Atlanta for right now. I'm definitely getting up out of here in the fall. I'll let you know where I'm going next. After, I don't know, in another episode. Let me see what else. I am a Army veteran. I did 2 combat tours to Iraq. I'm also a proud graduate of the illustrious Clark Atlanta University. Shout out to the HBCUs, where I got a master's in social work with an emphasis in clinical therapy. But that degree is sitting on the shelf collecting dust. But at some point, I look forward to teaching some art therapy, especially to veterans. See, is there anything else? I'm a Gemini, and I like long walks on the beach, and I love creating. Painting is not the only thing that I do. I'm also a comedian. Let me see what else. Photography. I teach yoga. I also have a mental health brand for men called Brothers Need Therapy. So if y'all want to check that out as well, that's brothersneedtherapy.org, or you can check out the Instagram, all one word, Brothers Need Therapy, with a Z. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Like I said, in this episode, I'll be discussing print on demand. If y'all don't know what print on demand is, I probably should have had like the official definition of it, but I'll go ahead and give my definition in my own words. It's pretty much where you use a third party to take your artistic ideas. They put it on canvases, t-shirts, shower curtains, mugs, tumblers, phone cases, pretty much whatever you can think of. You can submit your file and they do all the work for you. They do all the printing, they do all the shipping, they do all the customer service stuff for you. Just pretty much all you got to do is just throw your stuff up there and they'll handle the rest. I like print on demand because I'm a very busy individual with all the creative hats that I wear, and so I'm not in a position right now to do all that stuff myself. Currently, I do not have the capital to take care of all them things that I need, so that's why I was like, hey, let me go ahead and take care, reach out to a third party to do it for me. I know eventually I want to do a lot of things myself in-house, especially when it comes to shirts, hoodies. Yeah, definitely shirts and hoodies, and more of the clothing side. I definitely know I'll still be using print on demand for stuff like mugs and all the other things that they do, because I'm not trying to have all that inventory in my space. I started using print on demand, I want to say this year, because I've been focusing on my art full time since about 2020. Yeah, dang, time be zooming. 2020, during the pandemic, I was part of the Great Resignation. I was dating an artist at the time, and I was seeing she was living that artist life, and I was like, all right, check the bank account, and I chucked the deuces to my job. I was a freshman advisor at Texas Southern University, and kind of. I know we're supposed to be talking about print on demand, but this will all make sense. Um, but yeah, I was making $45,000 a year at that job. I hit the 1 year mark. They didn't give me a raise. They forgot my birthday, and they weren't trying to. Yeah, I sucked at being an at-home worker, and they weren't trying to pay for the cost of my internet increase. So I was like, all right, I'm about it here. So I've been focusing on art full time. I started off focusing, just said focusing twice. Anywho, started out doing photography, and you know what? We'll save the whole history lesson for another episode. Let's get back on topic with print on demand. You know, my mind be all over the place, so it's hard for me to stay on topic. But print on demand. Initially, when I was mainly doing paintings, I wanted it to be a more of an organic thing between myself and my collectors. I wanted my collectors to have like one of ones, and more of having that relationship where, you know, it's like, hey, you're buying this art, we're connecting on that level. I'm telling you what went into my art, the inspiration, all that stuff. And they were ordering those original pieces from my website, and I fumbled my way through that. You know, with pricing, with shipping. I know there were times I took some losses on some pieces because I really didn't know the game. A lot of trial and error. It wasn't like somebody was sitting down with me and being like, hey, this is what you need to do. This is how you price your stuff. This is what you're going to deal with shipping. I did watch some YouTube videos, but the best way to learn in this art game is trial and error. You know, you go through, you bump your head, and you're like, all right, you learned a lesson. And then you're like, all right, you know, figure out for the next thing. I originally started my art journey when I was living in Houston, Texas. I lived there for about 3 years, and I was doing art shows, and I was selling, you know, here and there, a piece here, a piece there. I remember I sold a piece. It blew my mind one time. I was doing the All Access art show in Houston. I sold a piece for $333. Yeah, that was definitely a high rush. I think that was the most I ever sold a piece in person. I think I've sold a piece online for maybe about $600. The most I've sold, the most I've made off a piece. And yeah, but for the most part, since I've been focusing on art full time, I have been in the red. The art does not pay my bills. Fortunately, I've got other sources of income that take care of that, because if I had to depend on art to pay the rent, yeah, it would not be a good look for your boy. Especially when it comes to the style of art that I do, is very raw. Very, very raw, very triggering. And I had to learn over time that when people see my art, they're like, oh, it's cool, it's dope, but they wouldn't know where to put it in their homes. I've been told, like, oh, you know, I would love to get it, but I got kids, or I got nieces and nephews, and, you know, I don't want to have to explain it. I'm like, maybe you should have a conversation with the kids about this stuff. Like, hey, a booby, talk to the kids about, you know, the human body or something like that. But people are lazy, and they don't want to take the time, or they may not have the tools in their tool bag to have those types of conversation. But you know, at first I was like, you know, I was doing the whole one of one thing, trying to be exclusive and, you know, keep them special. And then I was like, man, and a lot of my art, there was times where I would just give art away just to get, or sell my art at a very reduced price just to get it in people's homes, to get people talking, kind of, you know, the slang and the crack model. If you're not familiar with the drug game, a lot of, you know, folks say, you know, hey, put the product out there for free, then get them hooked. But after a while, I was like, I gotta pivot. I gotta do something different. And I'm trying to think. Then I just was looking through YouTube tutorials, looking at TikTok videos, which is a great resource for figuring things out when it comes to art. Because especially living in Atlanta, I am a blackfish in a sea of blackfish. I thought moving back here I'd get a little bit more support, get a little bit more help, but that ain't the case. Everybody's out here, scratching, surviving, and nobody is gonna take the time to hold your hand in when it comes to this art. In my experience, now there are artists that will answer your questions if you ask. Like, hey, how did you do this? What did you do for this? Something like that. You just got to know the right questions to ask. But there's YouTube, there's Google, there's TikTok, there's YouTube Shorts, there's Instagram Reels. Whatever you're looking for in learn about art, you're gonna find it. And you have to get yourself out of the linear thinking, because there's no linear path when it comes to this. There's no playbook. There is no, like, if you do this, this will happen. It's all figuring it out. And that could be frustrating, especially when it comes to a person like me, coming out of the Army or coming from an academic background where I got 2 degrees and all you had to do was follow the degree plan and you were going to graduate. So I had to get out of that linear thinking, and I was just like looking for, like, hey, like literally Google. I was Googling how to make money with your art, or how to succeed at being an artist, simple shit like that, or going on ChatGPT and putting the prop, how to sell art. And one of the things that came up was print on demand. And so I was looking through YouTube videos, and I found one where it was like, hey, set up the print on demand services. Let me kind of go through a list of them off the top of my head. You got Etsy. Etsy, interesting. And Shopify. There's Fine Art America. There's Redbubble. There is, I think, Society6. And then there's something else that starts with S. I've heard ads for it, but I haven't really checked it out. I will say, try all of them. Go ahead. If you got the funds for it, go ahead and try all of them, as many as you can, and see what hits. I know Fine Art America, they charge about $30 for the year. And the only reason, so I went ahead and I did Fine Art America because I saw a video that showed how to connect it to your Shopify store. Unfortunately, I learned that that doesn't work. I don't know. I ain't cracked the code for that one, but I did set up my Fine Art America. I think it was like $30 or $33 for the year, and upload one picture, and they put it on everything: the shirts, the hoodies, the mugs, all that stuff. I will say the thing that sucks about Fine Art America is the splits. Splits is, you'll have the cost of the actual product, and then what you could sell it for. And so the difference is, the split right there, what you're going to make off of it. You could do it yourself, but as I've learned, if you want to make a profit up there off of it, your prices are going to be pretty high. That's the one thing I don't like about it. But the ease of use is easy to use. Just like I said, throw up a picture, and it'll take care of all that stuff for you. They do have blogs, they have art contests. I was thinking, but the drawback is you got to market all this stuff yourself. You got to, every day, you literally have to market it yourself. You have to post on Twitter, post on Instagram, post on Reddit, post on Facebook. But also with that, as we've learned in this art game, you're not gonna make money off your friends and family, and that's usually where you're marketing to on those webs, on definitely Facebook. But hey, you never know. Somebody, but hey, I'll buy something off there. I've been on Fine Art America for about 3 months, and I have sold one mug and made $3. So I know I need to push a little bit harder when it comes to my marketing. Let me see, what else do I use? I hopped on Shopify. Um, Shopify is cool, easy platform to get on. I definitely like the splits. If you set up a Shopify store, you will need to also set up a Printify account, and you end up paying, when it comes to Shopify, they're running a special where you'll pay like $1 for the month, and then it's $30 for the store. And I think the subscription for Printify, I think, I can't remember, maybe 30 offhand. I don't know. You could Google is your friend. It will have the answer for you. But Printify is real easy. When you get on Shopify, you can look up an app that'll connect your Printify to your Shopify store, and you can hop on Printify. You mock up, throw your image on there, put it on whatever. The only thing about that one is you do it for individual ones instead of like on Fine Art America, how you put up a picture and puts it on everything. On Printify, you have to, if you want it on a hoodie, you got to set up for a hoodie. If you want it on the shirt, it's setting up for the shirt. If you want it on the mug, set up for that. If you want it on canvas, you put it on there. And so you're going to spend a little bit more time putting your stuff on products. But what I like about Shopify, Shopify/Printify is the splits. You can do a 45% profit or 50% profit, and the price of the product is not gonna be outrageous. That's one thing I like about it. Let me see what else. Is that it with that one? I've been on there for about 2 or 3 months. 0 sales so far, but I will be looking into marketing, because once again, I don't think Shopify drives customers to your store. I could be wrong. If I am, let me know in the comments. If you got some ideas, go ahead and throw them in the comment section. I would definitely respond. We can definitely. But hey, you know things that I don't know, and I know things that you don't know. So let's work together. I don't think they drive towards your store. And also remember, the art game is saturated. So you have to do something to break through the noise. I know that when it comes to my style of art, with it being raw, it's not the safe art like Ross, that raw style of art, or the art you might find at Target or arts and crafts that people are like, oh, I can put this in my office, or wear the shirt everywhere. I am working towards, making more user-friendly art, but still keeping my authenticity. I am not changing my shit for nobody. I make art for myself. If you happen to like it, then dope. And I want to have a core group of collectors that really fuck with my shit. And like when you see it, you're like, all right, that's a Forrest piece. And none of my pieces are gonna look the same. I definitely like that individuality because my mind just moves so fast. But yeah, so far I do like the platform for Printify/Shopify. I will plan on using. You gotta spend money to make money. So I will use. I'm still in the process of researching AI marketing tools. I'm not a fan of using Fiverr for people because you have to give up your access to your account, and I'm not trying to deal with no hacking shit. I'm not trying to deal with scams. That's a lot of things you got to do in this art game. I want to go ahead and wrap this up here in a minute. I'm trying to keep these videos under 25 minutes. Let me see what else. Moving right along. So I discussed Fine Art America, Shopify, Printify. I did try to set up an Etsy store, but my Etsy got suspended. At first, I thought it was because, hey, maybe, hey, I got this art over here on Fine Art America. Maybe they're on some whole copyright stuff. Nah, I looked through the terms and conditions. Well, at first, I tried to submit an appeal, and they never, when they got back to me, they were like, hey, your appeal has been denied. but they wouldn't tell me exactly what I violated. So I had to go through and look at their terms and conditions. Like, oh yeah, yeah, I might have let something too raw slip in there, maybe a booby or something like that. And Etsy is a lot more of arts and crafts and more homely stuff. More. I would say Etsy is the Facebook of print on demand. And then also too, their fee. I've heard like if you're doing like if you're when it comes to Etsy, if you're not selling a lot on there, if it's a sale here, a sale there, I think you get a fee for every listing. Just the fees are outrageous for that. But if you're making a lot of sales, then okay, it makes a little bit more sense to go with Etsy versus Shopify. But I did another appeal with my for my account, just to waiting to see back, hear back, because I do want to. I would for Etsy. I do plan on making a just more, a little bit more, user friendly art for that, because you gotta be diverse. Can't throw all your art eggs into one basket. So we'll see if I get that back. With that, also you can take your Printify and then link it to Shopify. I just said Shopify a while ago. Shopify is on the brain, but link it to your Etsy with the app. And let me see what else. There is Art Homie that is using Redbubble, so I will definitely check into Redbubble for mainly stickers. I need to see what else they offer. But as I said before, when it comes to this print on demand stuff, diversify. Do not stick to one. Is there anything else? No, I think that is all when it comes to print on demand. So yeah, we'll go ahead and close it out. As I, it's kind of in review. Currently, I'm using Fine Art America. When it comes to that, just gotta market. I'm not a fan of the splits. Shopify is cool because the splits are better, and but once again, you gotta market it. I'll be looking into some AI tools. If you got some suggestions, let me know. And then finally, Etsy got suspended. And I will also plan on researching how I can get my art. We'll see if I can get it on Amazon. I don't know. I'll look at the other options. But that has been it for this episode of Figuring It Out. I'll put all my contact information, my links in the show notes, and don't hesitate to reach out if you need some art. I do commissions. I do album covers, mixtape covers, in-home murals, t-shirt designs, logos as well. Whatever you need, I'll do it. And if I haven't done it before, I will definitely figure it out. And that's it. Y'all be great.